I'm going to sing you a song of peace that you can take into your hearts, that you can travel with, and you can live with. Sigo skanango agon, skanango agon, how we dig I now we are here. Sigo skanango agon, skanango agon, how we dig I know we are here. Sigo.
Our third artist performed during our Vibrant Festival. David has been crafting his artistry since 1985 from the Tyendinaga Mohawk Territory, bringing to life the ancestral teachings of the Haudenosaunee people's way of life into the magnificent stone carvings. With every piece being unique, one-of-a-kind pieces, he has sold his carvings to many corporations and private collectors alike, with that of the estate of the late Nelson Mandela owning a piece of his work, the Emperor of Japan, and many other famous collectors. His work has been featured on checks from across Canada and has helped encourage Indigenous youth across the country to follow their dreams with their gifts they have within them. When David was not carving in his studio, making these masterpieces, he turned to another career in the form of meditation. Not only a world-renowned sculptor of stone, David has released over 17 musical compilations and albums over his multifaceted career. David has received 2 gold records for his world ambient sounds of the Iroquoian flute and multi-instrumental fusion of sounds with rare world instruments that he has mastered over his successful career. He has also won various Canadian Aboriginal Music Awards. He has performed his beautiful ambient music all over the world, including recently Austria and Pakistan, at the Olympics in Australia, and to the Queen in Parliament. He has actively worked with the youth in various communities globally, bringing his Indigenous teachings, culture, and art in the form of workshops, medicine wheel teachings, Iroquoian flute teachings, and also earth and air teachings to many communities across Canada and in Pakistan. He is a role model for youth, both in the arts and music industry, and a humanitarian who stands for Indigenous rights and awareness in a kind and generous manner. David started his art journey at a very early age through native crafts.
I started my art journey at a very early age, doing native crafts, and that developed quickly into doing sculpture. And I was touring a lot with my parents at the time when I was younger. I've been at this since I was 16 years old. So it's been a nice journey and lots of beautiful stories by a lot of beautiful elders in my life.
David's inspiration stems from his surroundings and culture.
Well, my inspiration is all around me, the environment, the stories, the legends that's been told to me, and actually my journey as a teenager coming through into where I am today. I've been implementing all those different stories and life teachings to my path, and it's really led me to be able to incorporate these things into my arts work, my sculpture, my stone sculptures. They speak volumes to many people, and they have the stories to go along with them into their homes. And doing the artwork was beautiful, but there was something else I needed in my life, and that was music. And I've always really enjoyed music. I was into many different genres of music, like a lot of blues and rock and things like that. And it was all good and fun. And all of a sudden, that shifted into traditional music with hand drums and flutes and rattles, and getting to know the culture even more through our music and our stories through the music was very big in my life.
David's creative process is about bringing teachings and values into life.
Well, my creative process is always keeping in mind those valuable things that's been taught to me and actually doing music and art to accompany those legends and stories that's been told. For instance, the story of the three sisters, the corn, bean, and squash, and how they assist one another. There's music for every season. There's music for all the things that we do that's valuable in our culture, gathering fruits and vegetables to hunting. There's songs for all these things, and we honor all these things that sustain our life. It's very important to honor these through music and art in our culture. It's kind of similar to a painter, but when I look at an object, whether it be a piece of bone, an antler, or a stone, or a piece of driftwood, I sit and I study it and I let the image pop out to me. Um, I let it dictate what it wants to be, and then with the stories in the back of my mind, I can see things unfold in the raw material, uh, whether it be stone, bone, or wood. Sometimes I put all three together to create the story and to make the legend come to life, or our stories that give value to the youth coming up behind us, because we're supposed to look to seven generations to teach them and educate them, so we don't lose this very valuable part of life, this way of life that we have to be thankful.
The pandemic has enabled David to be creative in other ways.
Things happen for reasons, and I think that people that are creative in this time that we're going through, it allows us to even be more creative and to dive in even deeper, because as we can't travel and do the things that we called normal before, the new normal is now going out into my studio or going walking in the woods. I mean, I can still do that, and I can find my raw materials. I can pray, I can put my medicine down, my tobacco, and give thanks for all these things that I'm able to use that Creator provides for us. And it's just it's a great way to stay busy. I know a lot of people complain we can't do this and can't do that, but if we look to some of our creative juices that actually flow in each and every one of us, you might be surprised at what you can do with some thoughts and a piece of paper or a stone or something. Just try things out in your life, and you might find out that this pandemic that we're going through is actually not bad after all.
David has used the past 2 years to create more and is excited to share his art.
Well, I am building my stock. I'm working on new music all the time. I love the music. It keeps me grounded. So, doing this, I want other people to feel what I feel during these times. And, I'm planning a new album soon. And I'm actually working on a piece right now for the United Nations, a piece of artwork. I may even it may even come with a story. I love to write as well, poetry and things like that. So it may come with a music to go with the sculpture as well. So that'll keep me busy, for a while to do that.
If David's work was put into a capsule today and someone dug it up 50 years from now, here's how he would want that person to feel.
I want them to take away the beauty of who we are in the world and what we can offer as artists with gifts, uh, to be able to implement these things into the material, to speak volumes and to keep our traditions alive around the world, and to teach and educate those newcomers, and not just the newcomers but the little ones that look up with those eyes at us and we look down into their faces. We want to make sure that We give them the proper knowledge of who we are and the beauty and the benefits of following something that's beautiful and applying it to your path.